Hey everybody, it's Zach again at newtutora.com. I'm asking a question tonight. When is it time to pop smoke? When is it time to leave? When I was in the infantry, we had a phrase, when is it time to pop smoke? Or it's time to pop smoke, or let's pop smoke. And that meant simply it's time to leave. It's time to get out of here. It's time to go. And so I'm asking you a question tonight. When is it time to go? When a magician performs his final act, he usually goes up in a ball of smoke. And by the time the smoke clears, the magician is gone. He does that in order to conceal his movement to you, the audience. In the infantry, when it was time to leave an area and a squad needed to leave or go somewhere and hide their movement from the enemy, they would pop smoke. They would take a smoke grenade, smoke canister off their gear, pull the pin, drop it. It would make a loud pop, poof, and all the smoke would come out. And they would use that opportunity to use that smoke to cover their movement from the enemy. Here's a picture of me in the military. I was stationed in Macedonia for about 6 months on the border of Serbia, and we took a few days to come back to the rear and do some training for a few days. And you see on my vest a couple of smoke canisters when we were doing our training session out in the field. And so that's what we would use. We'd use this smoke to practice to move without being seen by the enemy after we had popped smoke. So anyway, that's just my point. My point is to you is, when is it time? When is it time to say, you know what, it's time to go. It's time to pop smoke. The reason I'm making this video tonight is because I want you to go to the description of this video and see in the description of this video a link to a movie that was put out by 119 Ministries. This video is blowing up the internet. Maybe some of you have seen it already. If you have not, I want you to watch this video. If you have seen it, go ahead and post it somewhere else on the internet. Post it on Facebook. Post it everywhere. I think people need to see this video, and ultimately the question needs to be asked, if this video is true, when is it time to leave? When is it time to pop smoke? I think we're getting close to that. I mean, you look at the world today, we see how messed up this world is today right now, and it's I don't know how it can get any worse, but it's going to get worse. And we see moves by the Vatican now to take over the Temple Mount, and there's just so many things that looks like are happening. You know, earthquakes and animals washing up on the beaches and all this stuff. Guys, if chances are, if you're in the Hebrew roots long enough, you've gotten rid of this whole rapture deal, you realize there's going to be a second Exodus. The prophets and the Torah speak of a greater second Exodus. And when you combine what the Torah and the prophets say with what the information you have in the New Testament, you realize there's going to be a greater Exodus. And during that greater Exodus, just like the first Exodus, God is going to provide protection and benefits and provisions for His children during that time. But my question is, when is it time to start going? Right now, today, there are people who are in the Hebrew roots movement and in the even Christian movement, but really in the Hebraic movement, are starting to set up communities. They're starting to set up Hebrew communities, Israelite communities. There are some in Tennessee, a couple in Tennessee. There are some in the Ozarks. They're all over. I've heard of ones up in Oregon. They're all over the place, and they're getting ready to go bring saints into the wilderness to provide for their protection when a time when they're going to need it the most, when this country could come under judgment, and to be able to hide from the beast who may be after her. So my question is, are you too attached to the world right now that you could not get up with your family and go? Are you packed? Do you have supplies? Do you have a backpack with some extra change of clothes, some extra cash set aside? Are you that set on the world that you cannot fathom the fact of getting up and moving to a place where it might be safer? I don't know. I want you to start asking the question, when is it time to pop smoke? Are you ready to pop smoke? Because if this video is true in the description that I want you to watch, then it gives us a pretty good timeline of when things may start happening. And so we need to start taking that into account. We need to start getting ready. We cannot be tied down to the things of this world, even as good or bad as they may be, to say, you know what, I'm not going to leave that behind. All right, so what I want you to do is I want you to go to my description. I want you to watch that video. And if you've already seen it, pass it on to somebody else. If you haven't seen it, get your Bible and watch that video. Go to that link and watch it. Okay? All right. Talk to you later. Go home, read your Bible, and watch that video.